Hey everyone, this week I've got a couple of cars from a newer manufacturer that I really enjoy. I enjoy their resin cars. This is by DNA Collectibles. We've got the EP3 Honda Civic Type R, and we have the Saab 9.3 Turbo X. I appreciate DNA Collectibles because they're actually Saab guys, and I am a Saab guy. I've got 3 Saabs right now. The Turbo X was a limited edition Saab. It was a performance model that came out in 2008. And I think they made about 600 units. There was a mix of wagons, which they called combis, and this sedan. And in this country, the Turbo X had these really neat, very Saab-y 3-spokes. They were 18-inch wheels in this country, 19-inch wheels in other countries. I actually had a set of these for a little while. The other unique thing about the Turbo X was the exhaust. It only came in this metallic black color, not the easiest color to get right. You can actually see some of the metallic flake in the paint if you look closely. The Turbo X was pretty much the first real all-wheel drive Saab. Yeah, there was the Saabaroo, which came out in 2005, but that was a Subaru WRX and 2.5 RS. This was their first real foray into all-wheel drive. It had what was called the LSD, electric limited slip diff, based on a Haldex all-wheel drive system. And it had a 280 horsepower, 2.8 liter turbo V6 based on a Holden designed engine, which is kind of neat. A severely detuned engine. These can make almost 400 horsepower with tuning and a downpipe. This is car number 284 out of 320. Remember, of course, this is resin. This does not open. The interior detail is very good from what you can see. These you can get in a 6-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual. These had simulated carbon fiber trim, and it had a neat throwback style boost gauge. That was pretty much it for the Turbo X specific stuff. It had gray finish around the fog lights and the grille. That was a slightly different finish, and there was a lip spoiler that was unique to the Turbo X. I actually drove a 6-speed manual at the dealership in a wagon, and I liked it. It didn't blow me away. I have other rare, powerful Saabs, so the Turbo X's still hold their value pretty well if you're looking for one. This is the EP3 Civic. We only got the SI in this country. This is a Type R. I was never really that big of a fan of how these looked. You notice the raised emblems and decals. So we had the 160 horsepower SI. This would have been more like 200-ish, 220. Notice the open mesh grille, which is always a nice detail. Good wheels and tires and brakes. These always had very, very weird shifters if you look at the location. I drove an SI a couple years ago when I was teaching a friend how to drive stick. I was not really a fan of how these looked or how these drove. I preferred the earlier SI, the 99-ish. I think the color was electron blue or something like that. I always really liked that car. And the SI that came after this, of course, was better. This was kind of a love it or hate it year. This is car number 33 out of 320. I think I got this for about $70 from one of the German sites. So as I say, at that price, I'm not mad at it because it's really not my favorite car, but I was missing it in my collection. For packaging, they're both the same big DNA box. You get the you get this kind of satchel with a tag on it. DNA has since kind of simplified their packaging a bit. So that's it for this week. Still not sure what I'll do next week. I'm getting a lot of people who would like to see some of my one-to-one cars, so maybe I'll start filming some of that. Maybe one car a month, something like that, just to keep you guys interested. I can't have you thinking that I drive Toyota Corollas. So have a good one. Take it easy. Like and subscribe, and see you next week.